What if there is one trick that can explode your business and make you rich? Have you ever wondered what are the secrets that rich people use to launch their business and to generate massive financial success in a short span? I'm sure this video is not clickbait, and I'm not going to share you something like become emotionally intelligent or develop your morning routine. This is something almost all the successful smart entrepreneurs use today to get their business up and running with maximum profits. Let me share you what it is by the very inspirational story of my friend Mr. John. This is John. John was born in a fairly regular family. His father worked as a machinist at the automobile industry. John has been a smart and sincere student getting high grades at school. One day, John's father was diagnosed with cancer during the annual health screening. Doctor said that the cancer is in its last stage, so he can live only a maximum of 3 to 6 months, and death can happen anytime. This was shocked John and his mom so hard. John felt helpless and he experienced some weird sadness and fear. They were ready to pay anything to cure John's dad, but unfortunately the doctor said everything is out of hand and now all he needs is a good care and moral support. So John's dad quit his job and rested at home by taking medicines as per the physician's advice. John has seen many changes with his dad physically as well emotionally. His dad started losing the weight, hair fall, and muscle started become so thin. He was constantly into the pressure of leaving John and his wife in the middle way. Most of the night, John's dad hasn't slept and started vomiting a few times a day. As days moved, the situation became worse. His breathing became slow and his food consumption dramatically reduced. Literally, he needed support to do everything, like to take shower, food, and even for changing clothes. He became weaker and weaker and eventually died. John has seen the end life of his dad closer. He realized how much pain a man suffers while going through a disease. The moment when John was looking at his dad's coffin at funeral was when he decided to become a doctor. He thought by becoming a doctor, he can support many people and help them to recover from disease. So after completion of his schooling, he enrolled himself to bachelor's degree in medical school. He learned almost all the subjects with focus, and he was excited every time while learning different medical subjects. In 4 years, he learned his bachelor's degree and he had a 1-year residency program in real medical environments. When he appeared for the board certification exam to become fully licensed, he was one of the top ranked professionals. Normally, the students would take around 3 to 7 years to get licensed, but John made this in a year. John got a job in a private hospital with good pay. He had a marriage with a girl named Andrea and had 2 babies. As years passed, John thought he could support more of humanity if he could open a clinic on his own so that he can fulfill the promise that he made himself at his dad's funeral. He approached a few financial institutions for funding and started his own private clinic in the city with few certified nurses and other staffs. For almost 6 months, he had only a few patients in a day, by which he couldn't even pay the rent for the building. So he invested some more money to advertise his private clinic. He designed professional websites to have some online presence, and he tried almost all the possible ways that he knows. Situation hasn't changed. So finally he decided to give up. It's better to return back to the 9 to 5 job at a private hospital as before. He contacted the financial institutions to resell the medical instruments and to close the hospital. He felt like the lowest human being in the world, who couldn't even stand on his own. When he returned back home from the clinic, he had a big surprise. For John and Andrea's wedding anniversary celebration, Andrea booked a dinner at one of the best hotels in the city. Because of all these issues, he forgot the anniversary itself. John didn't know that this hotel visit was going to change his entire life. While they were entering inside the hotel, he found a poor man wearing ripped jeans standing at the entrance smiling at him. Probably, he should be a homeless person begging for money. When they returned after the dinner, he found the same poor man wiping off the car windows. At first, John thought not to encourage this kind of begging, but when he was about to reverse the car out of the parking space, John found the same poor man standing behind his car directing the traffic so he could get out safely. This action owned John's heart, and literally without thinking anything, John offered $10 to him with a smile. While heading towards home, Andrea said, "The poor man knows how to convince the people to offer him money." Suddenly, the idea popped up in the mind of John. He decided to give free consultation and in-house medical checkups for the full month till the financial institutions took the equipments back. He passed this info through emails and SMS to people living in the city using database dealers. He also displayed a large banner stating that the health consultation and medical checkup is totally free. It's unbelievable to get free medical service in that kind of highly populated economic city. The patient's visit started increasing from the first day. In a few days, the clinic was fully crowded and he couldn't manage with the current staff. To meet the commitment, he hired some temporary staffs. By the weekend, the people started waiting for his consultation from the early morning. Due to his quality of service, he soon became one of the known and famous general physicians in the city. In a month, his clinic became authentic and the people were ready to pay any charge to get them treated, because he gained the trust of people by giving value before money, and that made his clinic reliable. Not only for John, this is an incredible secret used in all types of business. Trust is an indispensable asset. To gain the trust, you need to get people's attention first. Gaining people's attention, even for a minute, is a big challenge. The people are already distracted by so many things like TV and social media. And naturally, people are always reluctant to try out new products or new service. Just think of it. How many of you are ready to buy a mobile from a new company? Very few, right? But when you give something free or extremely competitive rate, you are attracting the people and convincing them to try out your product. Once they are tried and satisfied, you are gaining their trust. Once they trust, they will be willing to pay anything to continue your services, delivering value and gaining the trust before attempting to make money. This is the one trick the rich use to make money, which poor people don't know. Look at Google, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, WhatsApp, or any other popular platform. They are giving you services completely for free, allowing you to connect with others, and upon gaining the trust, they are making billions of dollars out of it. This is the trick used by all smart business owners to launch their business. But the poor people and failed startups usually do the opposite. They need the reward straight away, buy the product and get the value concept. That's why they are failures and least successful. When you do business, you have to give the value before expecting profits. And that's the secret. Check out my last video, the most important skill to improve your life. If you like this video, hit like and share with your friends. Do subscribe for more videos.